that scapegoat, of course, was Richard Lewis. He was sentenced on a charge of stabbing a soldier, Private Donald Black, in the thigh during the Rising. Although Private Black, again, I've read the trial transcript, quite clearly states, I recognise Richard Lewis from the Rising, but I do not recognise him as the man that stabbed me. Nonetheless, Richard Lewis was sent to the gallows on the 13th of August 1831, and as he stood before his countrymen and his wife, who sadly miscarried at the event due to the grief and anguish, he uttered his last words, O Arglwydd Dymagamwydd, O Lord, here is iniquity, hence the inspiration behind our title. It wasn't until 16 years after the wrongful execution of Dic Penderyn that a special constable by the name of James Abbott, who swore under oath at the trial that he witnessed Dic Penderyn commit the crime, confessed that he had committed perjury and lied whilst under oath. Then, in 1874, on his deathbed in Oak Hill, Ohio, a Welsh miner by the name of Ianto Parker asked to speak to a priest and confessed that it was in fact he that had stabbed the soldier Donald Black. And yet still to this very day, Richard Lewis is considered a guilty man in the eyes of the law. And that is why, alongside our production, we are petitioning Parliament and King Charles III to issue what's known as a royal prerogative of mercy, a posthumous pardon on the name of an innocent man, and to once and for all clear his name and set his soul free. Therefore, making this project not only an opportunity to celebrate a pivotal moment in Welsh history and tell this incredible story to the world, but to create our own history in securing that posthumous pardon. I'll finish on this. Throughout this journey, I've quite often said, as I mentioned earlier, it's the rights and privileges that we fundamentally enjoy in society today that have been fought and died for by our ancestors, like Dic Penderyn in 1831. I was kindly invited to speak about the project on the Roy Noble radio show on BBC Radio Wales. I know that you know Roy, and I believe he's on the board even here at Penderyn. And Roy, being an old school journalist, pressed me for an answer. And he said live on the radio, give me an example then. Give me an example of a right or a privilege that we have today in society that can be translated back to 1831. Didn't take me long to think about it. There's 4 stages in history, in almost 200 years that have passed, that can evidence that fact. And then you're going to go into, because I'm going on, your evidence to the poster. In 1831, one of the rights that the